Hi guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're going to do an unboxing and review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. So today, the 19th, the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 was launched and is available at any major carrier within your neighborhood. Those of you who've pre-ordered are probably receiving it today. Those of you who received it through T-Mobile probably already have it. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an unboxing, and then there's going to be a series of videos. I've been doing a lot of preview videos on accessories that suppliers have been sending me. We're going to do a full review of those accessories with the phone, just so you can see how things fit. We're also going to do screen protector review, so we'll have all the screen protectors, we'll review them all at once, and then we'll also see how they fit in the cases. So let's go ahead and do the unboxing and let's see what it's all about. So as soon as you open up the box, you're going to find your instruction or a quick reference card. You have your Note 7, and we'll put that over to the side, a SIM card. Open this up over here. You have more instructional information. Looks like more safety and warranty guides. You do have, with this version, AT&T includes also the headphones. You have the USB-C connector, which is new and different for those of you that have used an S6, for example, or a Note 5. That's new. You have a converter here, which is really important because this is going to allow you to use your existing accessories. So if you have a car charger and it's using micro USB, you could just plug it in here and then you'll be able to use this. So that's a nice add-on. So this you could use for charging at home, and then this you can just carry, put it in your car with your charger, so you don't have to buy new accessories. You do have some tips for your S Pen, and that's pretty standard. And then this is a removal tool if you need to. You use that in the event that you drop your stylus and the tip bends. You can always replace it. Now, this is a USB adapter, USB connector. This you'll use for syncing data back and forth. And there's a lot of other functions of this USB connector that I'm going to show you. You could use it as a OTG device, so it's going to give you the ability to connect to things like keyboards, mice, hard drives, USB sticks. There's a lot of functionality that comes with this. And the neat thing about it is that you don't have to buy another accessory like you did in the past to do that. So we'll see and have a video on this thing as well. Now, you do have a Qualcomm fast charging. You can see that it says right there that this is fast charging. If you do have an older adapter for another phone, if it doesn't have the fast charging, it's not going to charge fast. So you need to make sure you use the right charger. So this is definitely a good thing to have. We have your stylus, or not your stylus, your SIM ejector here. And let's see what else. And that's it. So now let's go ahead and power up the phone. This phone's going to have some charge in it. Standard startup, so you'll see the Galaxy Note logo. I think this one is a little bit different because the S7 and S7 Edge, it was black with white lettering, and it looks like they've reversed it now, so you see that the white with the black lettering over it. AT&T logo, since this is a AT&T phone. And then we should start seeing the standard setup process. So you're going to choose standard language. We'll choose English, and the next thing we're going to do is set up our Wi-Fi. Now, the next step in the process is to accept all the terms and conditions for the end user licenses. We'll just hit next and agree. If you don't agree, you just won't be able to pass that point. It's going to check the connection, so it's now that I'm connected to via Wi-Fi. I also have a SIM card in the phone, so they'll be able to get access both ways. And we'll just let it go through the process and setting itself up. Now, what will happen is it will go through setting up your account, checking things out, checking the connection as you saw a couple seconds ago, and then it's going to see if there's any kind of software update. There's no software update needed, so now the next step is to establish your Google credentials. Now, once you've entered your Google credentials, there are also some additional terms and conditions. You need to swipe to the bottom and then hit next. Now, the next step in the setup is to establish your fingerprint. So what you can do is you can set up how are you going to protect your phone. I'm going to go ahead and set up at least one fingerprint. I'm going to do a video on how to best register your fingers on the phone to get the most accurate and fastest response for logging in. So we're just going to go ahead and set that up. Now, here's an additional security feature for those of you who are really concerned about protecting your phone from people who are going to tamper with it. You could have, in addition to the fingerprint, once you power up the device, you could have it require a PIN as well. I'm not going to require that. Now all you do is input the PIN. In my case, I'm putting a numeric PIN for my lock, and then you go on to the next step. Now, one of the options that you also have is once you're setting this up, especially if you're coming from another Samsung device, or pretty much this is coming from Google, you have the ability to choose one of the devices that you were using to restore the apps. This is a great time saver because it's going to really reduce how much you have to install, and it's also going to speed up the time when you're doing your app syncing. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my device and hit next. Now, one of the things I really recommend that you consider is going through and evaluating which apps you want to install on the new phone. So, for example, what you have here is you have the choices to either install all the apps from your backup or only choose those that you want to install. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the ones I want to install because I may not need them. So this is a good chance for you to clean things up before you do your update. Now, once you hit next, the restoration process will start. Now, AT&T has a proprietary setup and transfer process that you could do. So we're going to go ahead and hit next, and we're going to go through this process just to make sure that everything is set up. Now, the next step in the process is for you to set up your Samsung account and your Smart Switch account. I'm going to go ahead, I already have one, so I'll log into my Samsung account, and then we'll see what the next step is. Now, when you start up your phone or get to this point, it's going to be different for every user because it's actually restoring some of the things that I had already pre-installed on my previous phone. So what I'm going to do is just verify that everything's been installed and just make sure everything is working. Now, one thing to keep in mind, Samsung, as you're going through the Samsung process and logging into your account, the Samsung account also does a backup of your phone as well, and it may ask to restore apps. Just skip that process because we already did it with Google. Now, one of the things that you'll have to do is once you've gone through the setup process as we just did, you'll notice that you are going to see that a lot of the apps that you've installed or that were previously installed on your other phone are now installing onto this one. So this is going to take a while. So what I would just do is just let it go through the process, make sure you plug in your phone, and then we'll come back to it once it's complete. Now, an optional step that you can complete, and that is to transfer your text messages, your call logs, some of the things that you may want to carry over to your new phone because our apps have already been synchronized, would be to use a Samsung Smart Switch. Now, Google is going to back up your contacts. We're not going to restore our contacts. There's no need to do that. However, and the same thing is going to be for your calendar. You may leave your memo. S-notes come across. But some of the things I like to be able to bring over are my call log. I want to keep the history from one phone brought to another one. If I have, for example, any app data that I'd like to be able to bring over. Settings are things, the way my home screen is configured, and here's a big one, all my text messages. You'll notice there that I have 6,272 either archived messages or text messages there, as well as some other settings. So this is going to give you the ability to select things that you want to move over from one phone to another. So definitely something to go through. It will take time, and that's why using that included cable that goes from this device to your other device is essential. So we'll go ahead and start the process. So now as the phone continues to go through the synchronization process through Smart Switch, what you'll see is every section, and you notice right here that it's updating the home screen. It will go through call logs, text messages, and you'll see it progress through each one. Now once you complete the transfer, you'll get a completion message with the amount of storage that it used up during the process. Now, there's been some improvements made to Smart Sync and how much is actually copied over. And one of the things I wanted to highlight is just showing you how now these phones, from a layout perspective, not just my contact information from the messages or my phone log was copied over, but the exact layout of the screen has been replicated to the extent of every app that I've installed. For example, a News Republic I did not install on the phone, so it didn't come over. But all the other apps and the way they've been organized have come over. The other thing is that all my email accounts have been restored without me having to key them in, and then also the look and feel of the phone is almost there. There are things that haven't come over, for example, some of the things that have to go to do with my widgets, but as I go from screen to screen, you'll notice that applications are all aligned as I had them, with the exception of those that I did not install, like I didn't install Clean Master, and everything looks pretty much the same as it did before, with the exception of those apps that I didn't install previously. So this is going to really save a lot of time for you. The other thing is, if you look in this area, all my groups, I have everything organized in groups. Everything also came over, so I have all my groups came across. I'll be creating a tip and tricks video that's going to show you how to create all these things if you don't know how to do it. But this really gives you the ability to move to another phone and have everything transfer over exactly the same. So this concludes our unboxing and initial setup of the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. One thing I will recommend highly is using Smart Switch now that it reconfigures your phone exactly as it did your old one. It saved me tons of time. Now it is a lengthy process, but it was greatly improved in all my folders, all my apps, everything was set up nicely. So please check that out and go through that process. I have a lot of videos that I've been posting on cases, accessories. Check those out as well. And as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.